America is a land of opportunity. I wanted to create my own identity. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Mindset shifts that have been very important for you as an immigrant woman in the business.
Believe in ourselves that whatever we put our mind to, we're able to achieve. We're able to get there. I lost 100K into this deal. That's okay.
Real success of your business, your entrepreneurship journey is really also depends on how many businesses did you fail?
We've proven scientifically our extension to how far we can go in life. As an immigrant, to create your vision to reality with bare hands, there is not a daddy's house that I can go to. If my mind can say I can do it, I can really do it.
It really has a huge effect on your identity.
Tip to balancing corporate life with entrepreneurship is the grind from 5 to 9. All the women out there, we gotta believe in ourselves.
Welcome to Vision to Reality. I'm your host, Fidan Alizada. Today, I'm with Divyanshi Trakru, who has moved to United States from India 5 years ago. She has been working in top consulting firm in New York, at the same time investing in real estate and building her Airbnb business. Today, we're going to explore her amazing entrepreneurship journey. Hi, Divyanshi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Well, we have been knowing each other since, I can say, beginning of this immigrant journey. And you have been somebody that I know for 5 years. We have seen each other's every obstacles, challenges. But for our listeners, who's Divyanshi Trakru besides all those labels and titles?
Absolutely. So I think Divyanshi is a person who has an infinite zest for living, and she strives to impact all the lives that she touches in this lifetime.
That's so sweet. And as a person who has been part of one of those lives, I can definitely confirm this.
Thank you for saying that.
But especially being a Kashmiri migrant and growing up capital city of India.
Yes.
How's your life has shaped? How did it influence your personality and life?
I think so. My dad comes from a very small town in India, and then he migrated to one of the big cities. At that time, it was very popular to make it in one of the big cities. So I think knowing that the humbleness of not having it all and then making it and being around that kind of a parent teaches you a lot and gives you more perspective to your life. I think the first one that I want to get started with is the fact that he taught me very early on that if I needed to make decisions of my life, I needed to have the financial independence to be able to make it on my own. So I think learning that lesson as a woman at a very young age plays a very important role in your life on how you then perceive, take actions, and then make it in this lifetime. I was also taught that I could be anyone I wanted. I would be invincible. And if I was given all the opportunities that a male counterpart. So I also have a younger brother. So we were given the same amount of opportunity. So it really helped me do whatever I wanted in this lifetime. The other thing I think I learned is the art of companionship and partnership. So my mom married my dad, and early on in their life, they had financial struggles that they were dealing with. But I understood how partnership really plays like a pillar in your life. And as a couple, you can move mountains. One person has the ability, but you need that stronghold from the other partner to be able to make it in this lifetime.
Definitely. I can see how your family really played a important role in your morals.
Yes.
And especially considering that when you become an immigrant in different new country, it's very important to be able to still hold your roots and still hold the same values. And it's very big things to be able to achieve that.
Absolutely.
And I'm more curious to know how did moving to USA decision impacted, and what was your actually key motivations on that?
I think the key motivation primarily was that I wanted to create my own identity away from all the preconceived notions that people might have had because of my background, because of the family that I come from, because having such a strong father figure, having such a beautiful mother, all these things I needed to get away from to be able to design my life in the way I wanted and to just paint an absolutely different picture. So that was the key motivation. And then, of course, for a lot of us, we've seen the New York skyline over in all TV shows. So if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Absolutely.
Moving to actually like when you are immigrant,
Hmm.
it really has a huge effect on your identity.
Right.
It plays like even though moving a couple months away from your family, from your comfort zone helps you a lot to kind of like getting to know each other more, right? So you can
Yes.
get to know your identity, you can grow your identity, or you can create a new identity.
Absolutely.
Definitely. And we know that like we have been both like working full time.
Yes.
At the same time, we have been talking about our dreams, our visions, following our passion. As a somebody who's working full time in top consulting firm in New York, at the same time investing in real estate, starting building Airbnb businesses, how do you actually balance this?
I think the tip to balancing corporate life with entrepreneurship is investing your time wisely. So, primarily, 9 to 5, we're working in corporate America. But what is also important is the grind from 5 to 9, the time that we invest in ourselves to be able to prioritize all the things that we want to do to create our visions to reality. The other thing that I've noticed has really helped is saying no to a lot of things, saying no to a lot of plans that don't align with me anymore, saying no to a lot of people that I would not like to invest my time with. And I can understand how it can be a very hard decision to do. But in order for me to get to my destination, and of course, my priority is me, it is important to say no to certain things to be able to say yes to myself.
Well, I'm so glad that you actually highlighted the part about the boundaries, having a clear boundaries with your surroundings, with your friends, because not everybody has the same vision as yours, same path that they are going through, and not everybody can really understand the journey that you are on.
Absolutely.
And actually, we can say you are the end result of people that you surround yourself with.
I think so. I would agree to that.
And what about the challenges that you actually faced as an immigrant entrepreneur while entering the real estate investment, doing the Airbnb business?
I think that becoming an entrepreneur, there are the 3 legs that you stand on: the time aspect, the money, the knowledge that you attain. So in my journey, I mostly focused on the controllables. So the time aspect, I could decide to use my time the way I wanted to, because I could be flexible with that. And also the part of knowledge. I understood that if I create a network of subject matter experts, also I could align myself to ask the right questions from the people that I surrounded myself with. I could gain all the knowledge that they had over a conversation that I could hold. The money aspect, I had some, and then you just figure out on your journey to find like an investor, find a friend that you can invest with, find people who can pitch ideas to, and you can stand on those 2 legs and borrow the 3rd leg. The next step, I think, to entrepreneurship was to find what kind of business venture I actually wanted to do. So personally, for me, I have always been very intrigued with real estate, on how it works, on how land always gains value wherever it is. One time someone told me that there is as much land in this world as there is, and the rest is water. So whoever has the land, you just keep fighting and changing hands. You can never create more land. So it always interested me. So I started my journey in real estate. And because I'm also an immigrant, the thing that aligned most with me was buying a multi-family and doing Airbnb out of one of the units. So that's pretty much how I started my journey. And the last, and I think the most difficult part for most people, is to bet on yourself and taking an action. I think we all get to the part of creating a vision, on writing it on a piece of paper, on designing it. But the last part of, gambling on yourself, on betting on yourself and taking that action, because there's so many uncertainties. There's so many outcome driven parts that we have to be aligned with. So it always gets your attention to, should I do it? Should I not do it? There are days you want to really go for it, but then you hold yourself back. I think we've all got the ability to. I think the last part is what we miss out on.
Definitely. Well, the idea to execution part is very
Yes.
important, right? As someone like me who's dreamer, every morning, every night, I write tons of ideas. Every
Yeah.
time like, I get inspired, oh, I should maybe do this. Maybe I should start this business. But actually being able to follow one of them, betting on yourself, as you said,
Yes.
and then just following it is playing the main role. I mean, it real success of your kind of like your business, your entrepreneurship journey is really also depends on like how many businesses did you fail, how many
Yes.
lessons you learned from your
Yes.
failures, so you can actually build a more success story based on that. So you can have like more successful, strong foundation. We can say.
Absolutely. I think your failures pretty much define you as a person, if I might add to that. Successes are the good things that you look back on, but I think the failures, the days that you were working very hard and failed tons of times, the lessons learned, then you kind of perfect yourself and implement it again. I'm not saying every business venture you're going to do, you're going to be successful. I'm saying that you have to go out there and do it. And then at least by the end of it, you can say, hey, it did not work out for me.
At least I tried.
At least I tried. At least I
For sure.
learned my lesson,
Mhm.
moved forward, and it didn't work out for me. I know it doesn't work because I tried it, not because in my head I think it doesn't work.
Yes. When you kind of like start bringing more excuses in your head, like your head starting bring you, oh, what about this reason, this reason, this
Mhm.
reason? I mean, there were so many ideas that myself I wasted.
Yes.
I can honestly like say this to everyone. There are millions of ideas that my friends sometimes say that, oh, you actually mentioned about doing this. Have you started? I'm like, no, I actually thought about this. Then I thought about this. It didn't happen. Yes. I mean, but do I regret it? Actually, no, because for me, I feel like maybe I didn't have, for that idea, I didn't have enough passion. Maybe it didn't
Absolutely.
meant to be, right?
Yes.
It's very important to have a mindset that, okay, what's meant to be, it's going to be. At the same time, being able to put the effort. So you wouldn't always like blame your destiny, like what is written for you. More also like, okay, I actually put the efforts and actions. We were actually talking about this.
Yes.
Like when we were kind of getting ready for this podcast,
Yes.
I did mention that we were doing the questions to each other, and I literally said this that, Divyanshi, I love this.
Yes.
And you were like, what? I'm like, just us sitting and thinking about this
Yes.
part is the most important. Like, I
Yes.
have no idea. I mean, I do have a clear vision for this project for sure, but none of us really know about the exact like end result.
Yes.
We don't know about the outcome, but still, like when I'm gonna look at those memories, I'm gonna remember that, okay, me being in the US for 5 years, I also did this.
Yes.
I also started this. I did this, I put this effort, and I can live it. And we're gonna see what our journey shows us in our destiny. But the journey is the main important part.
Absolutely is. And I think both of us are very firm believers of the universe gets us whatever we need and want at the right time. So we're very we want to throw it out there. We put our actions into the thing, and then we're not worried about the outcome.
Yes, having faith, definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, what about the special, like the most important mindset shifts that have been very important for you as an immigrant woman in the business?
Absolutely. I think mindset is very important. You can have all the other things if you don't have the right mindset, because there are days things get hard.
Mhm.
There are things that you're worried about, the last paycheck, the last money that's in your account. When you're betting on yourself and you've risked it all, I think there are a lot of things that comes with it. And especially for a woman out there, I have personally felt that because it is a male dominant world, and people are looking at my shoulder to see if I'm accompanied by a man that they can talk to. Some people I had, when I was looking at real estate, I shared this little tidbit with you where I was talking to this person about, hey, what is the, kitchen cabinet made of, or la la la. And he wouldn't talk to me. I was accompanied by a man and he would answer questions to him, whereas I asked him all the questions. So it can get really hard, but my advice is just, to all the women out there, we got to believe in ourselves.
Mhm.
We got to believe in ourselves that whatever we put our mind to, we're able to achieve. We're able to get there. The second thing that really helped is detaching ourselves from the outcome. And I say this not from 1 year ago, Divyanshi. I say it as 2024 Divyanshi. So after I did my first property, I listed it, I did the whole Airbnb. The day I did it, I said to myself, if it fails, I had fun.
Yeah.
I said to myself, if I have lost it all, I've got a car, and if I have to live out of a car, that's how worse it can get. I'm ready for it. So the mindset shift that I had during those couple of days, and it almost like it feels like yesterday when I was doing it all by bare hands, sleepless nights, and all those things intact. I said to myself, I lost 100K into this deal. That's okay. I had fun. And if we have to live life poorly, at least we've done it the grand way. So I think detaching yourself to whatever comes my way, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it to go south. But if it's a success story, I am ready for that too. And again, what I'm trying to say is not being pessimistic. I'm saying being ready that I have the optimism that it will be successful no matter what. But if it doesn't, I have got everything in me to fight it back too. I think that shift is very important. Therefore, we are focusing on the journey and not the destination. Because when I look back at when I did the first property and then I added the second property and then I bought land. So when I look at the whole journey, I think when I was doing it was more fun. Whereas the day I had it and everything was ready to go, it was like, we did it. But then when I look at those days of like the sleepless nights and calling people and doing this and then 9 to 5 doing that and 5 to 9 doing that, I think that was the real grind that I look back at. And I'm so proud of myself for those days, not the day I had it. So I think focus on journey is very important.
Well, I believe that the reason that you also have this kind of mindset is because you started from zero. Because you already saw what is zero.
Yes.
We already saw what's baseline,
Yes.
how worse it can be. You had something more to be excited about.
Yes.
Keep. And because you already started from zero, there wasn't any like fear restarting again. Okay, so what? I'm going to start again.
Yes.
At least I have, as you said, I have what it takes to be able to start from
Absolutely.
zero and like building again something very better. Because if you also like knowing yourself better, you get to know yourself. You get to know, okay, how far Divyanshi Trakru can go, how much I can literally push boundaries. When I do brave things, let's say that people was like, are you crazy? Like,
yeah,
why did you go through all of this? I'm like, I just wanted to test myself. That,
yes.
Like, how much I can go through.
Absolutely. I think it is very important, and especially as an immigrant, to create your vision to reality. It is very important for us to know that we've not got anyone here. There is not a daddy's house that I can go to if this fails, right? If there is nobody that I can call, I don't have a summer house. I've got everything that I created with bare hands, 2 hands, 2 legs. And if I lose it all, I was the one who created it to begin with. I had no help. Of course, I used my network to be able to get where I am at, but I didn't get offered anything. But again, America is a land of opportunities. And that's another reason why I chose to come here. You could be whatever you want to be. You could start your life from scratch and nobody asks anything of you. Don't you think like it's like a land of opportunities? You were able to do so much more than our home countries because we come with like a tag. We come from like a background, a family, or we're women or whatever we are. But here, nobody knows us. Nobody cares about us. So we could be whatever we want. I think that's why America is so great for like entrepreneurs out there.
Yes. Especially like sometimes, fear kicks in
Yes.
to making it happen. I like when I'm a little off track, I just remember that, okay, Fidan, why are you here actually? Like, why did you come to the United States?
Yes.
Right? That's when I feel like when you are in doubt,
yes,
you can just need to keep remembering the main goal behind everything.
Yes.
That, okay, what was my main idea being here? It would work out or not work out, but still it's very important to at least like following your vision and your dreams and making idea to execution.
Absolutely. We've already made it this far.
Yeah, I can say yes.
Right.
Well, but for our listeners who are there in their own journey, they might be in different countries, not only in US.
Yes.
There's like immigration journey is very sometimes like unique that everybody can relate to.
Yes.
It's also like different for everyone.
Absolutely.
What are the lessons that you learned? What are the advices that you would like to leave them today with?
I think the first one I would like to leave your listeners with is betting on yourself. Believe in yourself that you can do whatever you've thought in your mind is possible. I think the extension to where I can go is up here. Not here, not my legs, nowhere. Not circumstances, not outside world, nothing, nada. It's all in here. If my mind can say I can do it, I can really do it. We've proven scientifically our extension to how far we can go in life is all in the mindset. So I think the mindset shift to believing in yourself, training your mind to say, if the world told me not to. I think my real estate journey happened that way. We were sitting on a table drinking beer on New Year's Eve, and there's this person who asked me that, what do you want to do in 2023? And I said, I'm going to buy a house. Right there, I had not thought about it. I gave it a second and I said, I'm going to buy a house. The person looked at me and was like, where are you going to buy a house? And I'm like, I'm going to buy a house where I live. And the person looked at me and said, this is the most expensive real estate area that you're trying to buy a house in.
Yes.
And I said, do you mean I cannot do it? And that kicked in. The fact that you told me I could not kicked in a power in me that how did you look at me that I could not?
Well, especially when it comes from
a man.
Yeah, from opposite.
It did come from a man.
Yeah, not just like nothing bad here, but we sometimes, face this type of assumptions.
Yes.
That this market is heavily like men dominated.
Yes.
And when you are immigrant, when you are especially like we haven't been here for 20 years.
Yes.
Like 5 years, I can say out of 3 out of 5 years went in during our college life.
Yes.
Then a couple of years, we actually had the time to finish our school and look, okay, what we actually want to do.
Yes.
Do we want to go back or do we want to continue our immigration journey and make it something here? So I can say like being in the US and having a time to build actually something, we only had a couple of years in our hand. And being able to at least like dreaming something like that. Like putting in your head that I can actually do it. It's almost like achieving half of it.
Yes. I think it's all in the head. So I would say not letting outside people describe where your journey ends. Not letting anybody else tell you what you're capable of. You tell yourself what you're capable of. If you say you cannot do it, you probably cannot do it. But if you said to yourself and you believed it with all your heart that you could, I can guarantee you could actually do it. From whatever part of the world you are at, from wherever your journey is at, for whatever industry you're trying to break into, then if you tell yourself you're able to do it, you should be able to do it. So mindset shift would be, I think, key. And betting on yourself, gamble on yourself, believe in yourself.
Well, as I like kind of wrap this up, it's just like as somebody like I'm also like curious to know what are there any like practices that everybody can do, we can do to actually work on our mindset. There are a set of things that I do to be able to kind of expand my mindset and like work on it, getting better every day, 1%. But are there also like what Divyanshi Trakru likes to do?
Yes.
To make sure that, okay, your mind is clear, your vision is clear, you are there and like you keep working on yourself.
I think so. What's really helped in the past couple of years is introspection. Introspecting and asking yourself the questions in private time. Why do I believe I can't do it? Let's say if somebody asked me to change a tire, I would say I can't do it. And then I ask myself, why do I think I can't do it? It's because if any time I was supposed to change a tire, I was looking for somebody else to do it for me because external circumstances told me to do so. I'm not saying that I could change the best tire. I'm just saying that I believe I cannot because somebody put that in my head. So asking yourself the question, do I know this because of experience? Did I fail doing what I was going to do? Or did I never even try it and I think that I cannot do it? I think that really helped. Introspecting, asking yourselves the right questions, sitting with yourself in your private time and being able to analyze why is my belief about the world, about circumstances, things a certain way. Why am I believing that to be true? Is it true for me? Is it true for him, for her, for them? Or is it true for me? Do I know from experience for it to be true? Or do I know it from somebody else telling me? So asking yourself the right questions at the right time is very important. Affirmations helps. You tell yourself the optimistic part. Delusion also helps some days, but not to an extent of
Not like Fidan, the delusion of Fidan Alizada is, but a little bit.
little bit in terms of like faith, we all believe in, let's say, higher power. Some energy out there is trying to help us get to our better selves. 1% better each day. Whatever field, whatever platform you choose. It could be fitness. It could be I want to get fitter 1% each day. It could be I want to make 1% more money. It could be I want to get out there and change people's lives 1%. Just little increments. But also leaving it to, faith. I mean, the universe is going to get me the right things at the right time. That faith in most days of doubt and fear really helps. I don't even know if there's something out there, but I'm saying there's some higher energy who's always helping me. Things just work out for me for my own good. And that really helps.
Believing that, right?
Believing in that, yes.
For me, I think like faith has played a very like crucial
yes
in my life. You actually saw that kind of like transition, I can say, right? And as somebody who has started working on my faith for a year almost, almost like every day, helped me a lot. Because now it's like you don't let those negative thoughts come to your mind because you really have a strong faith.
Yes.
That it's going to work out. For me, it's like I'm always say that I'm God's favorite kid.
Yes.
And I remember all the things that I have been going through.
Yes.
Miracles that happened on my way.
Yes.
I'm like my God.
Yes.
Really loves me. I'm believing that God loves everyone. But for me, it's like really believing that I have some type of like lucky charm.
Yes.
It really helped me a lot to really actually feel I can do whatever I really desire to, because God put that dedication, that belief in my heart to be able to achieve that.
I think so too. I think your life has turned so magical in so many ways since you found faith. And I'm not saying it in a very religious way. I'm saying it in a more broad perspective way, wherein we have faith that life just works out for me. And I was seeing this one like Instagram reel one time where this girl was talking about, I actually have a very beautiful kitchen to cook my food in. I actually have 2 beautiful legs to walk on to be able to do a 5-mile run. So to shift that perspective of, oh my God, I have to go out and run today, to I actually have the ability to run, to looking at, oh my God, it's 6 p.m. Now I have to cook dinner for myself. Instead, looking at the kitchen and be like, I have all the resources to cook myself the most amazing meal, is the mindset shift we're looking at it from a different lens. What if I didn't even have it? What if I was poor and I couldn't afford food? What about those times? And, we've started our journey from the beginning in a different country where we didn't have anything. So I think those questions do come to, there were days that we've been here during COVID. So there were really, really tough days in the past. So I think humbling yourself
and from family during COVID.
Yes, absolutely. So going back and seeing where did we come from? And now we're here. Great. We've got the opportunity to be here.
Being grateful.
Absolutely.
Definitely being grateful for everything. Like every night, every morning, I started like practicing this a lot.
Yes.
That I wake up, or when I sleep, I pray, I literally say all the things that I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
I say like I'm grateful for my hands that I can raise and pray.
Yes.
For my tongue, for my, like my heart, my thinkings that I can actually do this action no matter what.
Yeah.
Like when you are cutting, even like when I am cutting bread, I started being very, very grateful. And I can feel that shift. I can feel that how grateful I am right now, the things that I have.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that, I'm grateful I have everything. Okay, this is enough.
Yes.
But still being able to want more.
Yeah.
Have dreams to achieve more. But at the same time, no matter what, being satisfied with what what is given to you.
Absolutely. Being thankful and then wanting more.
Okay, that absolutely. I think like this, I can say this episode was kind of a little different than others because I really enjoy talking about more of like mindset and like grateful topics with you
Yes.
rather than really diving into like technical part or anything. But our listeners knows that whenever they want, they can always reach out to our guests. They can always reach out to me if they're also interested in starting Airbnb businesses
Absolutely.
or starting in real estate, learning more about the markets, what type of resources they can achieve. Because we have been resourcing a lot
Yes.
from taxes
Yes.
to building companies,
everything.
LLC, like everything. And unfortunately, especially in the USA, what I
Yes.
realize is that most of students, they don't learn this in college or
Yes.
even in their family. They don't get to learn about the financial freedom and financial
Yes.
legacy independency. And we are in this world and we got to share our resources with everyone.
Absolutely. I would attest to that. And especially for women out there. I think we've all lived in a society where we've been told that, you know, we earn money, okay, whatever. But I think the key to financial independence, if I think we touch more lives into creating that ability to have that financial independence, what kind of joy and proudness it brings to you, it's invincible. It makes you so much more powerful. And I'm not using money as a source of I'm greedy. I'm saying you want to have enough to be able to choose how to invest your time, how to be able to choose your time properly. How are you going to live your life is going to be described by the amount of money that you have in your pocket. So that financial independence aspect, especially for women out there. So I would urge all the women, listening to this is try to look for what your journey is separate from everybody and everything else that you've known in terms of financial independence. How are you going to get there? How are your savings going to hold you up? If in need, you need to have your own pool to dive into. You need to have your own set procedure set. Don't be dependent on anybody else for that. Have it within yourselves.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for actually sharing, in my opinion, so many insightful points here, especially sharing your journey, your life back in home, how your family affected your journey, your immigrations, challenges, the lessons that you learned. And I believe that at least it for sure will touch some of our listeners' hearts, and it's gonna definitely affect some of our listeners' life. That I feel, even though if one person gets one lesson out of this episode or gets one inspiration out of this episode, that's actually my whole goal.
Yes.
To be able to achieve that.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you so much for doing this podcast in general for so many people out there. I know we definitely need it. We definitely need vision to reality for so many folks out there.
Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope you loved it and you got the one inspiration for your own journey. Please make sure to support upcoming episodes. You share, you subscribe to our channels, you follow us on social media, and you share these amazing episodes with your friends that I believe can affect their life as well. We're going to have upcoming episodes. We're going to keep inviting more immigrant entrepreneurs in our podcast to share their stories with you. Until then, keep pushing your boundaries and turning your vision into reality. Stay with love.